The life of the spirit is life in the spirit, but not in the body and not with the body. Everything bodily is not from the spirit. The closest thing to the spirit is thought. The spirit thinks through its sheaths. The brain is the apparatus of the spirit. The body and all the sheaths are its tools and instruments, that is, conductors. But he is above all of them, their supreme ruler and master, their manager and director. Power belongs to him, but not to the sheaths. Tendencies and inclinations are elements of crystallized energies accumulated around the seed of the spirit. They act with their fires, urging the spirit to what he has collected in himself for future manifestations. If the accumulations are good and the fires are pure, it is beneficial to the spirit that has accumulated them. But if the collected elements do not correspond to the higher aspirations of the spirit and drag it back or down, the tendencies of the past must be overcome or paralyzed. This is possible only if the upward flame of aspiration exceeds the fires of the energies crystallized in the aura. The struggle within oneself with the past, coming from the fog of bygone times, is a significant page in the life of the ascending spirit. Tendencies, inclinations, and habits come from the depths of the human essence. They all come from the unspiritual man within. The persisting lunar essence has existed for millions of years, and eradicating the lunar aspect within oneself is no easy task. That is why the path of fiery yoga is indicated. The fires of awakening centers, transforming the human organism, burn away the lunar heritage, replacing it with solar radiance. The solar path is predetermined as the antipode of the lunar path of the spirit. The spirit is fire. The sun is the center of spatial fire for our system. Therefore, the path of man is to the sun. But the magnetism of the moon is potent. It holds the accumulated past of humanity. The dead planet sends its destructive rays to the earth, attracting and pulling into its orbit all and everyone who turns away from the rays of light, from the solar path of the spirit. The lunar cone is the apotheosis of triumphant darkness and the abode of fallen consciousnesses. It is the realm of dark spirits, Marakara. Therefore, the path of the sun and the lunar path are deeply symbolic. Therefore, the struggle with the lunar heritage within is a battle of light against darkness. Therefore, lunar reflexivity, inertness, and lack of will are indicators of the lunar paths. Mediumship, psychism, and any involuntary immersion in the embrace of the lower astral is immersion in darkness and a sign of the fall of the spirit. Volitional energy, tension, struggle, striving for victory are the signs of the solar path. The doctrine of tension is the doctrine of life, for the highest tension of energies is manifested in the sun. But the moon is dead, and the tension of its magnetism is the tension of the fluids of death. Within the decaying human body, there also exists its own tense life, a life of death and decay. Yet, this tension is the ultimate triumph of destructive forces and death over the forces of life. We speak of the tension of life forces that create, build, and illuminate. Within oneself, a person can observe the presence of these two types of energies, energies of life and creation, and energies of death and destruction. Some are fiery, solar, others are lunar. The connecting symbol for the former is the fiery will of the spirit, while for the latter, it is lunar passivity and spiritual decline, an involution, followed by ultimate decay and death. The solar fiery path is the path of will, growing through the struggle for light. Man must overcome in himself the lunar intoxication of inertness, lack of will, and stagnation. The struggle is daily and persistent. Make mistakes, be misled, but act. Apply your energy fervently. In fierce action, the good will be separated from the bad, but in the mud of stagnation, only decomposition awaits the spirit, enveloping it in its sticky and tenacious embrace. I say, act, fiercely, boldly, sunnily, striving for the highest that you have. Fight for the light. Be afraid of complacency. Be afraid of lack of will more than anything. And fiercely strive to replace the reflexivity of your actions with conscious will. The past man constantly steps onto the stage of your consciousness. He must be replaced, substituted with the consciousness of the warrior spirit, one who has found yet another liberation from the chains of the past through the affirmation of fiery will.